When I wrestled, I always loved it when the other guy wore headgear. A little bit more to hold on to.
Little handle, right?
Just a little bit more to hold on to.
So Odom's going right to that 2-on-1 there, Coach.
He's a hammer there.
Both of these guys are pretty good. I've had them both today and yesterday, and very tough.
Luke actually trains with us a lot.
Good.
Does some scrapping with Saunders and those guys.
Because you guys are Southern Illinois.
Well, we're St. Louis, but he makes the jaunt over.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's how it works for me in Nebraska. Omaha, I got Iowa kids on the Iowa team.
Yeah.
Omaha kids. Yep, it works out good.
So Dominguez knows that Cornell Robbins and I are friends. I was his college coach. We coached together in the off season. He goes, ask him who won news number 1. So I had to send him a picture. All's fair in love and taunting. So this is creeping up on a minute. This is going to be who's going to get that caution of 1 first. It looks like, unless something happens here. And both guys have tried to get holds, right, Danny?
They're both fighting for a 2-on-1
I feel like Red's going to get hit because he's outside of the center. That would be
Blue's defending center more.
Yep.
And neither one's had a really good offensive attempt. That was close to one.
Mm-hmm. So what I always thought would be interesting is I know that the captains go to the center, they flip the coin. And realistically, in freestyle Greco, doesn't really mean anything. So I thought if it goes 0-0, they just look to see who goes odd or even. That's the first guy that gets hit. If it's an odd match or even match. Just to make it more fun for the coaches, they're like, hey, this means something now. Maybe we should pay a little bit more attention to this odd or even.
And if you go to a World Cup, we don't go out there and flip a disc.
Nope. I know, it's weird to me. It is weird.
Oh, big lift.
Good. Oh,
no, cartwheel.
No, 1 point reversal. No correct though, in my opinion. Mark made that's the right call.
That is the right call.
Yep.
Because that was an athletic move.
100%. He countered in air. Amazing job.
Dominguez, I've been on the mic begging for a golden brick for the announcer.
Oh yeah, I want one. Just want one. I need to see that again, please. Put it on the board.
I'm not even saying it's the wrong call. I just want to see it again.
I can't tell you the number of times as officials we come off the mat and go, I wish they'd replay that last action we just had, just so everybody could see it again.
Because if you weren't paying attention, you should be now.
Well, there's a fan in all of us, right?
Oh yeah.
When you're in the corner or you're on one of the 3 spots, you're doing your job. But otherwise, you love wrestling. That's why you do what you do. So yeah. So we're 1-1 here. Odom, he got the point for the caution and 1. Passive on 1, sorry. Mm-hmm. And then Swiggum got the reversal on a dandy little cartwheel there to stay out of trouble. So we're at 30 seconds left.
And that's the second cartwheel we've seen from Minnesota in 2 matches.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure Zach, Cornell makes our guys do cartwheels both directions all the time, starts them in that side-by-side position. And so, I think it used to be like, oh, this guy just, pulled this out of thin air. It's like, no, they've been taught that this is a viable way out. Gary Mayab's a guy that would help do the finals with me last year. And they talk about like reloading, stepping into the throw, stepping out of the throw. When we get in some of those positions, Coach will talk to us about that. But these are all positions and skills that have to be taught because you just can't take turns power bombing each other for 5 because people just won't stick around for Greco for very long.
They won't. And it kills the longevity of the athlete. I don't want to get thrown.
And you get concussions.
Yep.
Tread on the tire, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
So, Coach, put me in one of the corners. What would you be telling these guys right now? Pick a corner.
Pick blue. If I'm blue, because I know my wrestler went down first, I'm saying, hey, we need to create more corners and angles, control the positions, control the middle. Obviously, we're not seeing a lot of points, so it's a game of inches right now, and I'm going to have to take back my inch with a passive. And that's the real game killer is if you get on top and turn somebody, I'll take 3 instead of 1 all day long. So that's what I'm coaching on the corner. And I know the coaches from Minnesota. I'm sure Blue's going to hold center now. Going to do a good job taking hold and not giving up anything.
He's got to get his time on top.
There you go, right here. He's going to get his time. It's good. Beautiful. Good job.
Very good.
Yep.
I think people don't understand like the subtleties of it. You and I were watching literally together. We had terrible seats at Final X.
Oh, it's horrible.
So my mom and dad are literally in the baller seats, and then you were right next to them.
Yep.
And but just those little things like that, and like nobody scores, and you're like, no, that's really good by Odom. He's
good. Yes. Not yet.
Not yet.
Got to get that 3rd point down, and there it is.
There it is. Good. Now the passive's not null and void.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Well,
it could still happen.
It could happen. He doesn't need it now as a referee, and I'm going to use that word.
Now it's for sure.
Now it's not going to happen. Red's not going to get called.
Yep. This is why I wanted you guys on the mic, because it's so.
Red could get called for a flea.
Yeah. Sure.
Or a negative wrestling, but he's not going to get called for passivity.
Absolutely not.
Well, and like you chose the blue corner, Zach, but probably, if I'm telling the red corner, like, look, you've got to go create offense because you're going to get put down.
Yep.
You're going to give up at least 1 point, and then if this guy's good on top, which we know he's a hammer, so really, Odom kind of needed to wrestle aggressively because even though it was 1-1, like it's really 2-1 if he doesn't do anything.
Absolutely, and the coaches know that. They're
They're
smart, they're versed, they understand.
Yeah.
I mean, conversely, in Greco, it's always the best argument is the argument you're using.
Yeah, right. But I mean, for people that don't watch Greco, as much as guys like you guys do, I mean that's what good coaching is in that situation. Like, look,
nice flat drop.
Yep, that was nice.
What's funny is this match could be
1-1, and now it's going to be.
And you're like, oh, he killed him, and like, yeah, he won, but it was a fight for a
really
long time.
Match.
It's a fight for about 4.5 minutes.
We have some blood.
We'll see. This makes sense because if you look at the score, Dominguez was in the green corner, now he's in the red corner.
Of course, I agree. 100%.
So Zach, as a guy that focuses on Greco a lot, what are, some people are really stuck on folk style and they think that freestyle and Greco, doesn't help. I've talked to Randy Couture and about it's super simple how Greco translates to MMA. The high stance, the pummeling, controlling the fight against the cage, all those hand fighting, the clinch. But what are some of the transitions that you see Greco helping in folk style?
Primarily is winning the hand fight. So it's gonna venture across the whole board. But I think the big deal is, I know it sounds weird, but Greco guys on top in parterre are much better on top in folk style too, because they understand how to hold and take better lock, better grip strength. I know we can't lock-ins, but I guarantee you put a good Greco guy on top with a leg in, he's gonna turn you over, right? It's you would like to believe that everything's a perfect transition, but Greco has its subtleties. Gary describes it very well. Coach Mayab, Greco's behind you, freestyle's in front of you, folk style's in front of you.
When he says Greco's behind you, what do you mean by that?
Well, because a lot of our actions go backwards to throw, to score.
Oh,
I'm going to throw you. I got to load you up. I got to, and I got to move backward to set that up in most cases.
Right.
You're almost pulling the guy on top of you for a split second or running underneath them, one or the other.
So, and that's what really deters, in my opinion. You catch a really good Greco that knows how to go behind or go backwards. The folk style or freestyle that's used to pressing the action,
it helps.
Never understand.
Because the Greco guy, your aggression is helping.
He's like, I'm out of this. I'm out of this guy.
and teaching a young official on, we really stress on Greco, is a guy backpedaling, or is he setting up a big move?
Because backpedaling in freestyle, unless you're hitting like a duck under or a peek out or a boot scoot, it's passive.
Negative wrestling. And in Greco, you can be moving backward and being offensive most of the time. Now, it's really easy to tell if they're not.
Agreed. Well, heads down, butts out.
One of Cornell's guys that I've had a chance to coach, Severato, he's a guy that is running backwards all the time.
Absolutely.
And is always trying to score.
Yeah, absolutely, yes, I agree.
So he's a guy that does a great job of loading guys,
His
stepping
chest
out
is
of
up.
Chest is up, hips are in, he's duck walking essentially backwards.
Red.
Good match by Luke Odom, huh?
Great.